Hey everyone, Jeff here. I'm going to do another vinyl update today. I have a lot of records to show, and I probably won't get through all of them today, but I'm going to see how many I can get through in 10 minutes, so I'm going to go straight into what I have to show. What you're going to be listening to in the background is Peter Hamel PH7. If you don't know Peter Hamel, he's the main guy for Vandergraaf Generator, which is one of the best progressive rock bands. And this is a white label promo copy on Charisma. Now, I can't show you the white label, of course, because it's on the turntable right now. But if you guys, keep up with me on Facebook or something, I'll definitely post it. I'm just listening to this for the first time now, so I can't really comment on it very much. But it's sounding pretty experimental and out there, so pretty cool. Also, listen to this today. Woody Herman's Big New Herd at the Monterey Jazz Festival. This is something I got at the flea market a while ago, and it's on that really nice old school Atlantic label, the blue and green. Now, I'm not a huge big band guy, but this is definitely a good record, and when I'm in the mood for big band, this is something that I'm going to want to pull out. So, definitely cool to get that. Another one I got here, Armored Saint, Raising Fear. This is something I got at the 50% off sale at my record store. Only paid $5 for this. And this is a pretty classic heavy metal album. I think Armored Saint is from California, if I'm not mistaken. This is on Chrysalis. Listened to this yesterday. Very, very good record. I know that I don't, I'm a big fan of metal, but I just don't end up getting a lot of it on vinyl, so that's why I don't show it too often. But love metal, love a lot of this classic stuff, and I think if you're into that 80s heavy metal sound, this is something you should really like. This is one I got. I listened to this yesterday, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. First of all, the lyrics are kind of cheesy. I'm not really into the love-making type music for the most part, but there's some good grooves on here, and if I'm in the mood for it, I'll like this album. But it's not something. It's just not for me for the most part. Still definitely cool to get this. I picked this up at a flea market. I bought a couple Deep Purple albums recently. And actually, I'm not going to show all of them because I haven't listened to all of them yet. One of them is the Book of Taliesin by Deep Purple. This is an original UK press on Harvest. So, very cool to get anything on that Harvest label. And this is a really, really good album, too. Not too many people talk about this one, but considering this came out in like '68, this is pretty revolutionary. Very cool to have that. And definitely enjoy listening to this one. Another Deep Purple I got was Who Do We Think We Are? Found this at a flea market, and this was a little bit of a surprise because it's a white label promo. So I'll show that real quick. On Warner Brothers. Very cool. I've said it before, but I don't go out of my way to collect white label promos, but if I end up getting one somehow, it's definitely cool, I think. So, Who Do We Think We Are? This is a good album, too. It's another Deep Purple that, when people talk about classic Deep Purple, they don't usually talk about this one, but I really like it. Now, I have a couple other hard rock albums to show, so I'll just kind of keep that going a little bit. Paranoid by Black Sabbath. Believe it or not, I didn't own a copy of this, but I do now, and this is just classic early heavy metal, doom metal, hard rock, just wonderful stuff. This isn't on the Vertigo Swirl, but still, I really wanted a copy of this on vinyl, and I only paid $1 for it, so very cool. Now, the other hard rock album I wanted to show here that I bought recently, Demons and Wizards by Uriah Heap. First of all, the Roger Dean artwork on here, just absolutely killer. As you would expect from Roger Dean, but Just absolutely love that. And this is a classic album, of course. So really, really cool stuff. And I haven't heard every Uriah Heap album, but of the ones I've heard, this has got to be my favorite. I've had this on CD for a while, but finally got a copy on vinyl. Very cool. Now, another one here I bought, this one I've had for a while, but I just never showed it. Power Windows by Rush. Rush has put out better albums than this for sure, but if you like their 80s sound, this is something you should check out. A couple jazz ones here that I bought recently and have listened to. Them Changes by Ramsey Lewis. And if you look at the cover, it's a lot, it's very, very political, you know, like late 60s, early 70s type stuff going on here. You know, stuff about Vietnam, Black Panthers, riots on campuses, pollution, stuff like that. So it's very much a product of the era in which it was made, and it's a good album. It's just kind of laid back jamming. And when you're talking about Ramsey Lewis, Phil Upchurch, Cleveland Eaton, and Morris Jennings, you know, that's pretty good. So it's not a tremendous album, but it's definitely cool to listen to, especially when you you know, when you have the cover and everything to look at while you're listening. So pretty cool to have that. Another one here, the Jen Garbrett group, Wafer, on ECM. Whenever I see ECM cheap, I get it, because ECM is a tremendous label, and this is a great, great album. I think, yeah, Eberhard Weber plays bass on this, Bill Frisell plays guitar, and Michael DePasqua plays drums. So, just wonderful lineup, and show the ECM label real quick. Wonderful music. I haven't spun this in a while. It's been probably a couple weeks since I last heard this, but it's just such a good album, and I think I'm going to leave it out and listen to it again. This is a really, really cool one, and if you like ECM, this is something you should definitely pick up. I mean, if you're into collecting ECM, you probably already have this, but definitely worth hearing. Now, another one I got recently at a flea market, Nicely Out of Tune by Lindisfarne. I've never listened to any Lindisfarne before, and I listened to this yesterday. It's a cool little album. It's not something that I'm going to listen to too often, but if I'm in the mood for that kind of laid-back folk rock style, this is pretty cool. And it's got this pull-out here. I'll show that real quick. Got a picture of the band. And, yeah, so really cool to get that for only a couple bucks. And I'm keeping my eye out for some more Lindisfarne, because I've heard that they put out a bunch of good albums. So, pretty cool on this one. This one's recommended for sure. Another one I want to show is Genesis Live. I've had this on CD for ages. It's been a favorite of mine for ages, but I didn't have a copy on vinyl. I do now, and it's just awesome. This is such a great live album. And even though it doesn't have Supper's Ready on it, still love it. And I especially love that Charisma label. Very cool. Now, I do have a bunch of other records to show that I haven't gotten around to hearing yet, but I can still comment on a few of them. So, let me see what I have here that I can pull out. Electric Ladyland. Found this at a flea market. Of course, Jimi Hendrix. Picked this up at a flea market for $5. This has been a favorite of mine forever, but just didn't have a copy on vinyl. So awesome. And, you know, for only $5, are you kidding? On Reprise Records, and it's in great shape. So, I think that's all I'm going to show today. Still have a bunch more records to get to, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next video.